everyone, it's Miss White, and today I'm going to tell you how language is like a hat, and we're going to learn how to distinguish between social and academic language. Okay, so first we're going to go through some vocabulary words. Distinguish, that's in the title of today's lesson. What does it mean? It means to notice or recognize a difference between people or things. It's difficult for me to distinguish between the Kardashians. So I think that family, they all look like the same to me, so it's hard for me to tell the difference. How about you? What is it difficult for you to distinguish between? Differentiate is almost the same meaning as distinguish, but it can be used a little different. So differentiate means to make, see, or state the difference or differences between two or more things. So it's something that you could do too, like he got a face tattoo to differentiate himself from his twin. So that people would know he was different, he got a face tattoo. Distinction. This is a difference that you can see, hear, smell, feel, etc. So my example is, it's important to make a distinction between shaving cream and whipped cream. What if you put shaving cream on your ice cream, or you try to shave with whipped cream? It would be horrible. What do you think it's important to make a distinction between? And then of course, difference is also related to these words. The quality that makes one person or thing unlike another. A difference between crocodiles and alligators is that crocodiles have longer snouts. So think for a second, why do we use these terms in text messages and in the chat? Things like LOL, OMG, smiley face, frowny face. Why do we do that? Okay, here is the difference between social and academic language. Social language is the language you use every day with your friends and family. Academic language is the language you need to understand and talk about math, science, social studies, and language arts. Social language is conversational, like when you're talking to your friends. You can use slang, it's every day, and it's okay if you don't have complete sentences. This word informal means it's not fancy. It's like wearing a baseball cap. It's like you can do it in the park, whatever. It's not too fancy. Academic language. These are the words and the kinds of sentences you use in English, history, math, and science class. You need special vocabulary. You need to use longer, more detailed sentences. And it's formal. It's a little fancier. Like you see this guy's nicer, fancy hat. He would maybe wear this to a meeting or to church, whereas wearing that cap to something like something where you're meeting somebody important, they would maybe think that you weren't serious. So what's better, social or academic language? That is a trick question. They are both great, and it depends on the situation. So we're gonna see that depending on what you're doing, social language is better or academic language is better. It's like wearing the wrong kind of hat, like will make you kind of stand out in a bad way maybe. You have to know what hat to put on for the situation. Okay. So which ones are social and which ones are academic? Answer the question, please. How about this? Can I have a double cheeseburger and a Coke? That'll be $3.56. How about this? Evaluate the equation, first combine like terms, then isolate the variable, finally solve for x. Okay, now that we've gone through those, I want you to come up with your own examples. Come up with an example of a time when you would use social language and a time when you would use academic language. Here are some more examples. You'd use social language when you're talking with your friends, when you're saying why you were absent from class, when you're buying lunch, talking on the phone, texting a friend. Sometimes written instructions are in social language. Academic language would be an essay in history class, science experiments, basic math, the SOL or WIDA test, reading and writing for class, math concepts, and honestly most classwork. You should be using academic language. So social language is the most visible. It is acquired quickly from 1 to 3 years. What you see is what you get. So like if I moved to China and had to learn Chinese, I would learn that social language first, just to be able to get food, talk to people about the weather, kind of like have conversations with people. That is the tip of the iceberg. But underneath an iceberg is all of this other stuff. So you don't see it at first, but this is why you're in this class. It's the deeper language, it's more complex, it takes longer to acquire or get. It takes 7 to 10 years to learn, and it's more than what you see at first. So all of you in this class have social language completely. You're just working on some of this stuff underneath the iceberg. So this year you are taking a submarine into the deep sea to explore what academic language is. And I'm happy to be in there with the submarine with you.